Hello, everybody. It's my carpet. Isn't that nice? No, that's not the reason I'm making this. So, I'm a fan of that Doctor Who television program. And, I've collected a lot of Doctor Who shit over the years, and now I am making a video about all the Doctor Who shit that I have. So let's begin with some tangible, products. This is an 11th Dr. Sonic Screwdriver Wii Remote for playing Wii computer games. You may know the story behind this one, but if not, the short version: a British man bet me I couldn't beat The Hunt for Red October on NES. And he said if I did, he'd give me this. I did it in 3 days. And that also started my kick as the hard game beater, but that's not important right now. Anyway, he sent me, he was good on his word, he sent me this. It's lovely. It charges by USB. It doesn't really keep it charged that well, but it's still a nice novelty product. And also in the same packet with that was this lovely Dalek t-shirt. It even has the Neon Tube 80s Doctor Who logo on it. It's nice. I like it. I should wear it more often. I'm going to wear this later. Okay. And the last item of tangibility, not from that little deal, but was given to me for my birthday 2 years ago. It's a little orange creamsicle Dalek from Rizu. And when you squeeze him, he says things. Exterminate! Exterminate! Isn't he just adorable? I love him. He's nice. He stays on my desk. Right up there. Okay. So let's look at some actual digital video discs of the show. You can see the books there that I'm going to plan on talking about too in a second. But, okay. So I'm just going to go really quick through this. I don't have very many new Who duties, but I have lots of classic Who stuff. So let's jump right in with The Mind Robber. This is a lovely bit of late 60s Patrick Troughton psychedelia taking place in the land of fiction, where fictional characters are real. It's trippy, it's fun, it's everything the late 60s Who should be. It's excellent. Doctor Who and the Silurians. The second John Pertwee story, the introduction of the Silurians. Here they're taking the place of an indigenous race who wants the Earth back for themselves. There's dinosaurs, there's some sort of weird virus. It's kind of too long for its own good. It's 7 parts, but it's still pretty good. Inferno. This is another 7-parter with John Pertwee, his 4th. And the gimmick here is that he jumps into a fascist parallel universe because the scriptwriter didn't know how to pad out his script to 7 episodes or something. But it's still pretty goddamn good in its own right. And there's lots of cool stuff that happens. So it's good, it's good. The Mind of Evil. A lot of people on the internet are down on this one. They think, oh, it's just a kind of a boring old Pertwee, but it's pretty good. It's not without its charms. It does some interesting things. It has some really interesting concepts and lots of cool prison things. It's a pretty good Pertwee adventure. 6 parts, a little long, but that's okay. The Sea Devils. This is another 6-parter, but, well, it's a lot better than The Mind of Evil. It's got the Sea Devils. It's got the Master. It's got the Doctor. It's got the Navy. Pretty goddamn rad. And it's got a trippy little soundtrack. It's electronic strangeness. The Santaran Experiment. This is a cheapy DVD that you can get for like $15 because it's only 2 episodes. It's about as long as 1 episode of New Who, but still pretty good. You got the Santaran. You got Tom Baker in his 3rd appearance. Sarah Jane Smith and Harry Sullivan. It's good for what it is. Pyramids of Mars. This is from the Hinchcliffe horror era of Doctor Who. And you've got scary robot mummies, an ancient Egyptian god who's all-powerful and wants to come back and destroy the world, and Tom Baker hamming it up. What more do you want from your Doctor Who? This is like the iconic era of the program. Everything loves. And from that same era, The Brain of Morbius. Doctor Who versus the fucked-up Frankenstein's monster. The brain and the mad scientist and lightning and the castle and everything is pretty good. I only just got this one 2 days ago, so there's something to say to that. City of Death. Oh my good God. Doctor Who and Julian Glover delivering Douglas Adams dialogue for 90 minutes. What more do you want? This is a masterpiece and is a tentpole of classic Doctor Who. It is so good. Warriors of the Deep, starring Peter Davison. It's shit. It's so shit, in fact, that it's pretty much the reason why Doctor Who went off the air for 16 years. Well, there's a lot of other geopolitical reasons and other shows that did it, but this was the first blow. This is when things got troublesome. It's got problems. Yeah. Well, it doesn't have problems. This is the Caves of Androzani. Peter Davison's swan song. It's arguably the only time he really works, in my opinion. I just never could get into the Peter Davison era, but this is fan-frickin-tastic, this one. Okay. The Two Doctors. Colin Baker and Patrick Troughton. What's not to like? The Colin Baker era part is what's not to like. This one's tolerable. Some say Vengeance on Varos is a classic, but no, nobody says Two Doctors is a classic, but I kind of like it. Troughton doesn't really do much of anything in it, but it's still okay. Then we got this hefty goddamn beast, which, another hard game bet I got for beating both Echo the Dolphin games. The Trial of a Time Lord box set. 4 Doctor Who serials that made up the entire of season 23 when the show was really in trouble, right after it came back from 18 months hiatus, which was probably supposed to be a cancellation, but no, not quite. This is fascinating. I could talk about this for a long time. I'm already like 6 minutes in. This is going to be a long video. Like, just watching this and trying to piece together the absolute clusterfuck of what went wrong. Oh my god. Yeah, you can see there's 4 DVDs from there. So, yeah. I don't understand. It's fascinating. It's like something you can't look away from, the Colin Baker era. It's like, what the hell happened here? We're getting near the end here. So the show's doomed. The show's dead. It comes back with 2 episodes later with Paradise Towers with Sylvester McCoy. This is the best season 24 serial. I don't know. It's this and Delta and the Bannerman. Time of the Rani is much like Trial of a Time Lord, an absolute spectacle. And Dragonfire, it introduces Ace and gets rid of Bell, which everyone's like, yay, but Dragonfire never really did it for me. Paradise Towers is about the only bad thing you can say about it is Richard Briers hams it up. And who doesn't love a good ham in Doctor Who? Come on. This is a really neat one. I like it. And then the classic show is dead and gone, but then it comes back for one more time with Doctor Who the Movie, starring Paul McGann and Eric Roberts as the Master. Yeah, this is not very good, but it's that not very kind of good where, since it takes place on New Year's Eve, I like to watch it on New Year's Eve, get a nice drink, get some chips and dip, throw on the audio commentary, and watch Paul McGann and Sylvester McCoy make fun of it. In that regard, it's pretty great. So that's all of Classic Who. And the only new Who stuff I have is The Day of the Doctor, standalone DVD I got because I saw it and I was like, okay, well, I like The Day of the Doctor. I enjoyed watching this. It's got some neat extras. It's got those 2 shorts, the one with Paul McGann and the one about Arcadia. And then 45 minutes of talking about who the hell the Doctor is. And the last bit of Doctor Who DVD I have is the Cybermen Collection, which contains a bunch of episodes. Just a bunch of random Cybermen episodes. So we have, what do we got here? Army of Ghosts and Doomsday with David Tennant, which is a pretty solid finale. Closing Time, excellent episode. I love it. Even if you don't like Craig, let's love it or hate it. Nightmare in Silver. It has a lot of good ideas, but yeah, I'm gonna backpedal on my praise I did in Rainiac's Doctor Who reviews and say that parts of it don't work. And then we got Peter Capaldi's first series finale, Dark Water, Death in Heaven, which again I didn't say much in Rainiac's because I was drained, but they're fantastic. Fuck y'all, they're great. Michelle Gomez is great, and I don't give a red shit about any plot holes in it. Also, it has Earthshock with Peter Davison, another classic Who story. One that everyone seems to love, but I'm like, it's okay. Okay, I rented that one for too long. Okay. So the only thing left here are Doctor Who books. So let's look at some Doctor Who books. And if you'll just permit me 1 second to move all these DVDs away. Okay, we're back. Do I gotta do a jump cut? I'm gonna have to do a jump cut. Okay, let's just grab these books. These are the hardcovers, so you know they're good. Okay, first off, we got a couple of 11th Doctor Amy Rory books. Borrowed Time. It's about borrowing time and having to pay back on interest, except you get tricked on the interest and you age into a skeleton, I think. I haven't read these in a while. Paradox Lost. I remember absolutely nothing about this book. When in 1910... Squall. What the fuck? Okay. I just had to read that. And Dead of Winter. Which is about zombies in 18th century Italy. Okay. So those are those. Here's some stuff that Blaze gave me. This is The Doctors, Who's Who. It's basically just a biography of all 11 actors to play the Doctor. I think Peter Cushing might be in there too. But, you know, it's good for what it is. And then The Coming of the Terraphiles, an 11 Amy book by Michael Moorcock. Who, this book is really weird. I don't think I got it when I read it first, but this book's really fucking weird. Alright, and here's something I've shown on video before. I'm just gonna wipe the dust off the top of it really quick. Doctor Who, 12 stories, 12 doctors, 12 postcards. This is a gift from Mr. Tom Madness. And it is basically 12 little tiny, less than 100-page books about each doctor. So 1 through 12. My favorites would probably be, let's see what we got here if we can zoom in. The Nameless City is basically very Lovecraftian with the second Doctor. Spear of Destiny has 3 and Joe go back to Norse mythology, and the Master's also there. The Roots of Evil might have a reference to like the 11th Doctor. It's a 4 Leela. Something Borrowed is a neat little story about the Rani getting married. Ripple Effect is 7 and the Daleks. Spore was in there. Nothing O'Clock is written by Neil Gaiman. It was pretty good. So yeah, they're neat. And then they came with the little postcards that have like the Doctor's jackets on it. So you've got Capaldi's cool coat. You got 3's cravats, 6's Rainbow Abomination, etc., etc., etc. All right. So the last couple of books here are simple ones. So we start with a couple of Doctor Who television novelizations that got reprinted. This is Doctor Who and the Daleks by David Whittaker, who's an alchemist in his own right, according to Phil Sandifer. But, oh yeah, I should mention him later. But this is like the first ever Doctor Who novel that came out. So back in the day, like, this is all you had. There was no VCRs or nothing, so all you could do was buy the book of the show and be like, hey, I remember that. I don't remember exactly what happened in the book, but okay. Doctor Who and the Cybermen by Darren Davis. This is a adaptation of the Patrick Troughton story, The Moon Base. And this one's an adaptation of the Doctor Who story, The Daleks, the first ever Dalek story. Okay. Yep. And then Doctor Who and the Cave Monsters, which is an adaptation of Doctor Who and the Silurians, which I've got the video version of. Alright. So the last thing is some critical analysis Doctor Who books. I should mention that I own pretty much all of Phil Sandifer's TARDIS Eruditorium on my e-reader. I don't have any actual physical copies of it. So, Time Unincorporated, the Doctor Who Fanzine Archives. This is a bunch of stuff that Doctor Who writer Lance Parkin wrote for fanzines back in the 90s. It's a pretty good collection of articles and stuff. It gives a neat insight into opinions of Doctor Who fandom when the show was, dead. So that's nice. And then we have About Time. These are unauthorized guidebooks to Doctor Who. They go through the episodes, they list what stuff the Doctor does, they list the characters, they list things that don't make sense, they list continuity. It's a neat little companion piece to the episodes. This one covers pretty much all of the Patrick Troughton era. Yep. They divide by seasons. Patrick Troughton era is weird, so there's like 2 Hartnell episodes in here before Troughton comes in. So that's fine. Then we've got Volume 4, which covers the Hinchcliffe era of Doctor Who. Yeah, the Hinchcliffe era. No. Yep. So, no, not just the Hinchcliffe era. The Hinchcliffe and Graham Williams era. I'm sorry. So it covers from there up to pretty much the end of his run to his last series before John Nathan Turner kicks in. So it's pretty much a Tom Baker analysis book. And then this meaty one, Volume 6, which covers pretty much all the Colin Baker era, because he had a weird false start at the end of Peter Davison season. So all of that. All of the Sylvester McCoy era. The TV movie. And then a bunch of other side stuff, like the Dimensions in Time, Curse of Fatal Death, and the Doctor Who Peter Cushing movies. So, those are all neat books. I dig them, and I really want more. I really want the Pertwee era one, because Pertwee era Who is one of my favorites. If I had to pick a top 3 classic Who, I'd probably go with Pertwee, Tom Baker, McCoy. I don't know how to rank them from that, but that's it. Anyway, this has been 16 minutes of me looking at Doctor Who shit. I've got a lot of Doctor Who shit, and I'll probably get a lot more Doctor Who shit before I go on. So, thank you very much. One other thing I should mention is on the PC, I've got, what do you call it? Doctor Who The Eternity Clock and Doctor Who The Adventure Games. Eternity Clock's pretty good. I was going to LP it someday, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Adventure Games I've not played yet. Even though I've had them for ages. Anyway, that's that. Good night. Sleep tight. Bye, everybody. And always remember, never forget. You